Bets and bricks. Bets and bricks.
We don't have no theme song. This is it, I guess.
Let's get the bricking.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of Bets and Bricks. It's your guy Jay and
T.
Welcome, everybody. On this episode, we're going to discuss the different kind of brands of bricks / Legos that you use to build your towns, your cities, and individual sets. All of these sets are congruent and cohesive, so you can take different parts from other sets and different manufacturers and put them together and make it your own.
Okay, so yes, we are going to show and display, as Jay just said, the different brick brands. And we're going to kind of tease into the next episode, episode 3, on how we grade those bricks, but little at a time. So this episode is to just show you the different brands and kind of what we think about them. And you'll quickly learn which ones are our favorites. Okay, so this is the spreadsheet that we use to grade the different brick brands. Right now we have our spreadsheet sorted alphabetically, and we wanted to show you, so far, these are the brands that we've built. And we look forward to adding to this chart. So please, in the comments section, if you know of another brick brand that you do not see represented here, please drop it in the comments section, because we would love to find that brand and build something from that specific brand. Now what we have, these are the categories that Jay and I came up with to grade the different sets. So we're going to grade it on packaging, because as you know, visual aesthetics mean a lot. So
always presentation, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so we always love, when we buy things and we get that package and we open it up, just seeing how the packaging really excites us. So we grade each set on packaging. The instructions, we all know how important instructions are. Instructions can make or break your fun level, right?
Right, because some instructions that, a build may only be 300 pieces, and the instructions are so bad it takes 4 hours, which you can do a 300 piece build in maybe an hour and a half. So when it comes to, we all know that bricks are very, very precise, and one misplaced brick, one misplaced piece, or anything else extra, it can just ruin the whole build, and you have to start all over again, and we don't want to do that. So instructions are paramount when it comes to these sets.
Yes, I remember many times, Jay will call me or text me and be like, this is bullcrap because of the instructions. And I could just imagine him just wanting to throw things because the instructions are so terrible. So yes, our grading scale is 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. So yes, this is a very important category, instructions. The next category is quality assurance, QA. So this is dealing with, are there any warped pieces? Again, are there missing pieces? That's another important aspect, because if you're missing a piece and you haven't built up your extra pieces yet. So each one of us has like a box where we keep our extra pieces. So if you're just new to this and you don't have a lot of extra pieces, when you're in the middle of a build, and if the brand forgot to, include a piece, now you're up crap creek, and you're like, what do I do? So quality assurance is another important category.
And to add to that, thank you. And to add to that, it's like, okay, so you're moving along, chugging along, building your build, and that piece is detrimental and it messes up your whole build. So you have to either call the manufacturer, they have the manufacturer listed on the box and the name you can put. That process could take whatever. Or you could order Amazon, order that one piece, and that piece not be able to color match, or they may not have that piece in stocks. And that takes your build that you want to complete anywhere from 1 day to a week to a month. It all depends. So that's imperative. And when you build other sets, you're going to have leftover pieces. We advise that you keep all those leftover pieces, because sometimes those leftover pieces can help you in future builds, right? And then also, let's not forget our local brick and Lego stores. Some pieces you can just get in your car, drive down there, grab the piece, or go to a brick store and grab it. But most of the time, they're not there. So you have to understand, there are going to be trials and complications where certain sets are not going to have the pieces. So what we're grading on is fit and finish. Okay, we want to make sure the brand has the best fit, the best finish for the product.
Awesome. Thanks, Jay. And then the next category is the minifig quality. Now, most sets don't have minifigs, which, they clearly get a 0 for that. And you have to keep extra minifigs in your inventory just to compensate when you do have a brand that does not have minifigs. So that is minifig quality. How do they look? Do they look warped? Do they look distinguished? Do they look Lego quality? So that's one of our categories is minifig quality.
And so let's understand something. I said in our past video, I talked about Lego in great reverence. Lego is the godfather of all bricks, okay? So Lego is kind of like our standard, our gold standard for what we expect out of brick sets. And when it comes to minifigs, we look at how they're built. Do they break apart? Do they, facial expressions, color dysfunctions, or movement and mobility of that said minifigure? And we'll also think about when you plug and play minifigures. You may want a minifig to fit in a house, a car, or just be on the street, and you want to blend those seamlessly. And some of the minifigs just don't cut it. As you're going to see, we're going to have different examples of minifigs from different companies. And so minifigs, that's why we put minifig as far as on this grade scale.
And then the next category is design innovation. So this is fun. This is a fun category. So not only, when we get the sets, because what appeals to us when we're shopping for sets, a lot of things don't catch our eye because they're boring or they don't fit into our current, city idea. So the design innovation is very important. Some things knock it out the park, like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. The modularity, are there gears? Is it interactive? All those things go into design innovation.
I have to piggyback on her about this, and I agree 100%. Everything is at a glance. When you see something that pops out to you, like, oh my goodness, this is beautiful. So design innovation is huge because, say for instance, you have this particular piece that pops out. It has the right colors you want. It has the right ambiance. It has the right kind of minifigs, packaging, cars, and it all just seamlessly goes together. And then when you think about design innovation, you want to think about what else can this set do besides just building it. So back in the day, many, many years ago, you just build a set. You couldn't do nothing else with it. And you kind of had to use your imagination. But now they have these sets that are modular. You can slide rooms in and out. You can open it up. You can twist it. You can show each individual floor, each individual room, and it all does something different. And you can include a lighting package or not a lighting package. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to get too far on that because it's going to be in our next grading. But it's so many things. And how lighting packages and modularity is implemented. Some brands actually do a sloppy job of implementing lighting with wires and such. And same thing with minifigs. Sometimes the minifigs just don't fit properly. Sometimes different parts don't fit properly. And sometimes you take parts from other brick sets to make the other brick set look good. So what we're going to do as far as design innovation is how do we grade that whole brand on how everything comes together in concert.
Excellent. Jay just touched on this a little bit. So one of our categories is lighting. And as you can see from the zeros, a lot of brands have not incorporated lighting kits yet. So they definitely get a ding in that category. We love lighting sets. We love that these different brands, other than Lego. So Lego does not include lighting sets. You always have to buy those separately. So we definitely wanted to highlight, the difference in these brands. These other brands are offering lighting packages included with the build, included with their kit. So we love this for these other brands.
And not to cut to y'all, but also what we should explain earlier, like not only are these brands putting in lighting, but a lot of these brands are putting in actual minifigs. Some brands don't come with no lighting and no minifigs. Some brands come with lighting and minifigs. So when you think about that as a whole, you want to make sure you nail that down.
Mm-hmm. And then this next category is just an overall value for your money. So thinking about all the other categories we just mentioned, now we want to kind of sum it up for value for your money. Is it worth the price that they're asking? And so this is how we grade each brand value for money, 1 through 5.
Brand and set. So let's think about value and let's think about cost. Okay. When you buy something, you want to get what your money is actually worth. Okay. So how does one determine value and how does that correspond? So how do we relate the two? When you buy a set, the first thing you look at is the design, because that's what catches your eye first. And then you have to think about the piece count. Certain sets, like for instance, you could buy the Millennium Falcon, and that's an $800 plus set. And it's between 6,000 and 7,000 pieces. But in another brand, you can buy 6,000, 7,000 pieces, and it's only $250. What do you get? What's associated with it? Are you getting the minifigs? Are you getting the lighting packaging? Are you getting, is it an IP? And we all know what IPs are. We're talking, is it Harry Potter? Is it Star Wars? Barbie? Is it different kind of plant structures? There's a whole lot of different IPs, which you pay for, like for instance, Lego. And then, but you have other brick companies that do not have an IP and they're only pushing their brand. So when you look at value for money, you got to think about the make and model, the IP is supporting. Is it in-house or is it a combined effort of two multiple companies? Piece count, and also last but not least, you got to think about time. Time, because every set is equivalent to a certain time. How long it's going to take to build this, even though you can move at your own pace, but you have to think about that when you think about the piece count and the quality.
The next category is going to be compatibility with Lego. So this is important, and you also see this when you're purchasing the sets. It kind of gives a little note in the description if it's compatible with Lego. So you can see down the line, mostly all of these are a 5 except for one brand. So yes, make sure that they are compatible with Lego so you can intermingle, and so the off-brand sets or the other brands can also intermingle with your Lego sets, your current Lego sets.
And please understand this. I made this mistake, and I'm not sure if T made the mistake, but I definitely made the mistake. So I got so excited on Amazon, which I do a lot of my brick purchases from there. I couldn't be able to tell and differentiate the difference between standard bricks and Legos and minis. Mm-hmm. So I ordered some minis, and by mistake, and the mini Legos or mini bricks were not compatible with the standard brick size. So you want to check that when you're ordering and or going to pick something online, because you'd be pretty upset when you get so excited and wait for your brick set to get to you, and you're like, oh my goodness, it doesn't match. So you want to check for brick compatibility. And one thing about all these brands that I see, that I've noticed, which is Cohesive, which I think is great, they let you know that they're compatible or non-compatible with Lego pieces, which is, like I said, the gold standard.
Okay, and these next two columns, we have not had to interact with yet. So customer support, you'll see NAs all the way down because we have not had to interact with any customer support yet. So that may change in the future, but right now it's all NAs. And then for our comments, again, we didn't contact customer support. But as our channel goes and as you see more episodes, if this ever changes, we'll make sure to update you guys if that changes.
Now, sometimes this can be a little bit challenging because some of the brands that haven't been around in startup block building brick brands, they don't have all the information. You know how you go to certain places, they have a phone number, an email address, a domain set up, and a whole bunch of contact information. Sorry to say, some of these brands do not have contact information. And some of these brands are overseas, so they're very hard to contact. But you can do some due diligence. Most of them do have customer service lines that you can call, whether they're stateside or over the pond.
Awesome. And the last column, so pay attention. So this is going to play a part into our formula that we mentioned during our first episode, the BSVM. So this is the total grade that we gave each brand. So based off of if you know Excel. So based off of all of our other categories, it's the sum of all the categories. So that's pretty simple formula. So that is how we graded each brand. So I want to go here and I sorted it by alphabetical order. Now I want to sort it by our grade total. So you can see who came out on top. Ding, ding, ding. Lumibricks, formerly known as Funhole. So Funhole takes the top spot in Vets and Bricks grading. That is because Lumibricks, the packaging is just awesome. Like whenever you get a Funhole set, you know you are in for a treat. The quality of the packaging is not flimsy. The box is not flimsy. It's colorful. It shows you what kind of minifigs are inside. It shows a great big picture, colorful picture of what the set is going to look like. So we love, love, love their packaging.
And the packaging is also very different from other bricks packaging. Their packaging is like the cardboard is like glossy and silky. Their books are really heavy duty and the instructions are highlighted with circles and arrows. Lumibricks Funhole does a great job with packaging, instructions, everything. They just score high in everything.
And so you see, you can compare it to Lego. So Lego packaging was 5, instructions are 5 because you just can't. Lego instructions they spend so much money because it's like 2 steps per page.
Right.
Like their books are so thick.
Right. And also with Lego, you got to understand this is 50 years plus of evolution. So they had many a time to edit, change, and adjust how they do how they attack all these issues with making their product and more consumable to the public. Versus some of these brands are very, very young. Some of these brands are very are upstarts, and they haven't quite got on the level of Lego. But Funhole Lumibricks is just taking the world by storm. They're offering you so much for your money. They give you great prices, great lighting, great minifigs, and they actually, so far, I kind of checked out their customer service. They care about your feedback. T reached out to them and on their website, and it was immediate responses.
And so you'll see here in the QA section the difference between Lego and Funhole. So we gave them a 4. I think we came across a just very rare occasion where we were missing like a piece or two.
Right. It was a piece or two, and also the reason why we gave it a 4 for quality assurance is because there's no continuity with their electrical. We probably purchased together about almost 10 Funhole sets, and on 4 of them, the electrical was all different. Some electrical you attached on the outside, some electrical was tacked on the inside. Some of it was a lot of wiring, some of the wiring was laced into the bricks, but it's all beautiful, it all works, but there was no continuity. One thing with Lego, everything is the same across the board.
And then for their minifigs, you can see the big difference between the quality. Of course, again, Lego is the standard. They get a 5. We like Lumibricks minifigs because they're more diverse. They have more, diverse minifigs.
You know what? T, I'm going to help you out with that. I know where you were going with that. So let's just say this. With Lego, you get a yellow face and you get different kind of clothes and hats and facial expressions. With Lumibricks / Funhole, it diversifies by having every race, color, breed, background, like African American, Latino or Hispanic, Native American. It's just everything. The hair, the textures, blonde. It's just so many different things. And also, what we like about Lumibricks Funhole is the culture. I mean, they got people spray painting on walls. You got steampunk. It's just so many different varieties that they have. They just give you so many different kind of ways to immerse in all their projects.
So you'll see in the next categories where Funhole is going to start knocking Lego out the park, and this is why they got top marks. and Jay just mentioned some of it, the design innovation. So fun hole, we have so many different fun hole sets because we know when we get it, it's going to be fun to build. I mean, they're like skate parks and they're just so fresh, new and unique, and they're modular, and they have gears. Like, you don't have to buy specific Technic brands, like whatever type of brand or whatever set you get from Lumibricks, you can always know is going to be fun to build because that's just their style.
I agree with that 100%. What I like to say about Fun Hole Lumibricks is that it encompasses all the brands into one brand. And it's so exciting. As you build, you're smiling. You know, usually when you build a set, at the end of the set, you look at it, you smile, you're like, oh, this is awesome. But I've got a different feeling from Fun Hole and Lumibricks. You smile as you build because you just see all these cool things. You're like, wow, I didn't know they can do this. Wow, I didn't know they can do that. And they have something for everybody, like steampunk, skate parks, antique shops, fishing villages. It's just so many things they can do, and they are really on top of Lego. I mean, they are not playing. And then the value for the money, 3,000 pieces for between $100 and $150, and they are all different prices. So we're definitely on the Lumibrick Fun Hole bandwagon. But I gotta let you guys know, we are not sponsored by anyone. No one pays us for this. This is all raw data, all raw experiences. Nobody's sending us a check. Nobody's payroll. This is how we feel about each individual brand.
And I'll just skip this and come back to lighting since you mentioned value for money. This is definitely one of the columns and one of the categories that you should pay attention to. Like, are you getting the most bang for your buck? Like, if you spend $200 on a set, is it going to make you happy? Is it going to make you feel like, hey, this was worth it? This was worth all this money and the time that I put into it and the excitement that I got for it. So that is the value for the money category. And as you can see, how we feel about Fun Hole, absolutely. Each set is that all the time.
So basically, that's the example of how we go through our brand selections, what we think are the best, how we're going to handle it. I don't think we're going to go, today we're not going to go over every brand. We just wanted to give you an overview on how we set up our brands and how we grade them. And we put in reason why we put the brand we put at the top of the list. This list may be subject to change because there are going to be new sets, new releases coming out every month. But so far, in the last 6 months to a year, Fun Hole and Lumibricks is our top brand.
And then just to go back to the lighting, you'll see that most of the brands do not have lighting kits. So again, that's what kind of brought Fun Hole to the top. They are known, like that is part of their tagline. That is what they're known for. They are the brand who introduced lighting with each set. So you know if you buy a Fun Hole set, it comes with lighting. You know that it's going to be built into the set in some unique, innovative way. You know that you're going to be impressed by what they put forth. And again, just another example of why Fun Hole is at the top of the list.
And last but not least, just a quick example. I always do my examples in here. I bought a Lego DeLorean. It was a phenomenal build. It was awesome. Everybody loved it. I loved it. It was a fun build. It had modular pieces. It was a flash from the past. It was awesome. But I saw a video with the DeLorean lit up with a lighting set. And I was like, oh my goodness, I want that lighting set. That lighting set was $40 to $55 just for the lighting set. And I would have to take the DeLorean completely apart, which was well over 1,800 pieces, and put the lighting in it and then rebuild it. With Fun Hole, as you build, the lighting is fused into the bricks. So you don't have to go back and deal with the messiness of taking it apart. They build their stuff specifically with lighting in mind. And so if a set is $150 and you have to buy an extra $40, $50 lighting set, that can get really hard and it's not comfortable and it's a lot of extra steps you have to take. But the way Lumibricks Fun Hole cut that in half. So they give you a cheap product, a great product with a good price, and they're incorporating all the things that we want without adding the additional costs. So it's like a one-stop shop. And that is why I feel like they're starting to dominate the industry.
Okay. So that is the end of episode 2. Drop in the comments section again if you see any brands that we did not list. Let us know, because we want to check it out, and we want to check out the brand and add it to our chart. We want to buy something from that brand so we can test the quality and see how it stacks up against the total grade scale of Vets and Bricks.
Thank you, everyone. Episode 2, Vets and Bricks. Chime in, like, and subscribe.